Welcome to My Body, My Bump, My Baby, where we help women be empowered, intentional mothers. This podcast is best enjoyed sipping tea or taking a stroll in nature. This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be substituted for professional psychological or medical advice, diagnoses, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician, midwife, or other qualified health provider with any questions about your personal situation, health, or medical condition. Hello, and welcome to My Body, My Bump, My Baby. Today, we will explore the unexpected connections between life's adventures and labor. I'm your host and storyteller, B, and today's tale involves the mesmerizing world of scuba diving intertwined with the uncharted territories of labor. So I'm a fairly new diver. At the time of this experience, I had about 15 dives under my belt. And I was in Cozumel on vacation, and I thought, it'll be a good idea to work on my deep diver certification while I was there. So the challenge, dive beyond 100 feet underwater. Picture this. I'm at 76 feet, and there is this beautiful piece of coral, and I'm trying not to damage it or kick it. And so I'm kind of exerting myself to get around this thing. And suddenly my heart begins to race and my breath quickens. Fight or flight kicks in and my instincts say, get to the surface quickly. But at this depth, I know from my training that is not a safe option. Breathing too quickly also is a problem. Because it can lead to a condition called hypercapnia, which is oxygen saturation. So I needed help. And here's where the fascinating connection between deep diving and the labor journey begins to unfold. So I'm at 76 feet underwater. I feel out of control. The dive master comes to my aid and then gives me a simple hand gesture which conveys deep inhale, slow controlled exhale. Initially, I look at him as I'm panicking and I'm thinking, are you freaking kidding me? But what else did I have? So I decided, okay, let me try this. And to my surprise, my heart rate began to slow and my breathing stabilized. And to be honest, his simple hand gesture that was showing me deep inhale, slow exhale ended up being a game changer for me. And it got me thinking, this is a lot like the breath coping technique that I teach in my positioning and natural labor coping class. Imagine this as a lesson for both moms and partners. Sometimes unexpected situations arise, and having a simple yet powerful tool in your toolkit can make all of the difference. In that moment, I felt the weight of the water around me. And despite wanting to flee from it, I really needed to maintain my control. It's akin to the intensity a laboring person might feel when they are no longer able to ride the waves of each surge, but instead they're feeling like they're being crushed by the waves of each surge. Both situations demand a level-headed approach and a reliable support system. It's not just about the physical challenge in these situations. It's about having the mental fortitude required to navigate the depths, whether underwater or within the intricacies of labor. So let me share a personal insight. There will likely be moments in your labor journey where you feel like labor waves are crashing over you and you're losing control. It's in these moments that finding a support person, your birth partner, can completely alter your labor experience. So just as the master diver guided me to calm breathing with a simple hand gesture, a supportive presence can anchor you during the storm, transforming that intensity of labor into manageable waves. Now, let's shift our gaze to the labor room because, believe it or not, there's a profound connection here. As a childbirth educator, I witness a lot of pregnant individuals who come into my class very wide-eyed and ready to learn, and partners entering not entirely sure of their role in labor. But here's the revelation. Much like a dive buddy in scuba, partners actually play a pivotal role in the labor room. Let me tell you a story. When I first started to attend births, I will say maybe the first 6 to 8 months, all of my births that I attended were very long. I'm talking like 40 hours, 60 hours. They were long and they were hard. And it was the laboring person and myself, and the partners were kind of fading off into the corner a little bit. Again, not really sure of their role. And then I attended some classes, and after I attended these classes, I started to train my partners and bring them into the folds and let them play a very integral role in the labor room. And I was astonished. The labors that I began to attend after I did that were fast, and the mamas were coping very well, and the partners were super involved, and I was more of a support person to the partner rather than doing a lot of support for the mama. The laboring time for these births went down to about 8 to 12 hours. That's significant. So, in this class that I teach, the positioning and natural labor coping class, partners come in, they're a little bit unsure of what their role is, but about halfway through the class, it typically will click. Partners realize they are the equivalent of a dive buddy. They are staying close and attentive. In both diving and labor, things change quickly. The power of the dive buddy lies in their calm, supportive reactions. And similarly, birth partners need to be right there, offering the simplest yet most powerful guidance. Deep inhale, slow, controlled exhale. Think of it this way. Just as a dive buddy is trained to respond swiftly to a partner's distress under a water, a birth partner must be prepared to provide immediate, unwavering support during labor's ebbs and flows. The unpredictability of both scenarios requires a partner to not just physically be present, but be emotionally attuned, ready to adapt to the changing circumstances of the labor. So here's another parallel to ponder: the fight or flight response. The fight or flight response, triggered by stress or fear, can significantly impact your labor experience. Imagine the adrenaline gets pumping and it starts to divert resources away from the birthing process. And that can lead to an uncomfortable labor and also slow progress. However, having a supportive birth partner and mastering the art of controlled breath can counteract this response, creating a positive and comfortable environment for labor to unfold. As we continue this journey, let's linger on the power of breath. Just like the simple hand gesture that regulated my breathing underwater, slow, controlled breath is also a powerful tool for labor. It's not just about the physiological impact, but the psychological reassurance that it brings. So picture this. I'm sitting at 76 feet, struggling to regain control of my breath. Feeling out of control underwater, especially 76 feet underwater, is very scary and uncomfortable, to say the least. The simple breath coping technique, much like the one that I teach in the labor preparation class, becomes my lifeline. As divers, we practice with our buddies as often as we can so that we both feel confident when a situation arises and we have to use the important life-saving skills that we've learned. And here's the secret for labor. Practicing these techniques beforehand creates a sense of calm during the storm of labor. Why? Because partners feel confident supporting you. You feel confident in their ability to support you. So partners, this is where you come in. Practice with your loved one because when the moment comes, your calm and reassuring presence will be the anchor that she needs. The underwater world has taught me that breathing isn't just a physical act. It's actually a profound connection between mind and body. And the same is true in labor. The rhythmic inhales and exhales serve as a bridge between the intensity of contractions and the calmness required to navigate each wave. It's a dance between the physical and the emotional, the delicate balance that, if mastered, can transform the entire labor experience. One thing I teach in our positioning and natural labor coping class is that the mind has the ability to tell a story, whether the story is true or not, that will affect the body and change the breath. The breath might be slow and controlled. The brain starts to tell a story about there's something wrong, we're not safe, and the breath will change into a panicked breath. Just as the mind has the ability to change the breath has the ability to change the mind. There's so much power in this slow, controlled breath. I don't even need to know what is going on in that person's head. If I can get them to change their breath from a panicked breath to a slow, controlled inhale, exhale, it will change the story that's going on in their brain. Under the water, 76 feet underwater, my dive master couldn't ask me what was going on. All he knew is that I was breathing too fast, and all he guided was to slow it down. It didn't matter what was happening within my body except for I needed to slow it down. And here's the beauty of breath and labor. It's not just a technique. It can be a lifeline. When waves of discomfort crash over you, when the unexpected unfolds, the breath becomes the anchor. It's a tool you carry with you, accessible at any moment, providing a sense of control in the midst of intensity. Your partner becomes the steady force guiding you through the storm, just like the dive master did for me. Both diving and labor become a reliable partner. Just as a dive buddy keeps you safe underwater, a birth partner plays a crucial role in the birthing process. It's the simplest gestures, like a deep inhale and a slow, controlled exhale, that actually make a world of difference. In diving, the emphasis on the proximity of the dive buddy is crucial. I mean, think about it. How long can you hold your breath? And quite honestly, you're not supposed to hold your breath when you're deep underwater. So that makes it even more challenging. If something goes wrong, you want your dive buddy to be right there. They want about like an arm's length away, just in case an issue arises and, we need to react quickly to the situation. Birth partners take note, stay close, be attentive. Things can change rapidly in labor too. And your calm, supportive reaction is your superpower. Much like divers practice techniques to support each other, birth partners need to feel confident in their support skills. Knowing this in advance empowers you to both navigate the unexpected moments with breath coping techniques as your secret weapon. The bond between a dive buddy and a birth partner is more than just physical closeness. It's a shared responsibility and a commitment to ensuring a safe and positive experience. A dive buddy is trained to handle emergencies underwater. A birth partner must be equipped to adapt to the unexpected turns of labor. It's not just about being present. It's about being a calm, supporting anchor, providing stability amidst the ever-changing currents of childbirth. So when those waves of labor crash over you, remember the power of breath, the strength of your support person. In those moments of vulnerability, your birth partner will become your rock, guiding you through that storm, helping you navigate the waves with grace and strength. Together, you can transform the intensity into a powerful journey of resilience and empowerment. As we wrap up our journey through deep dives and deep breaths, I hope you've found inspiration in these unexpected connections. Remember, whether you're exploring the ocean floor or the labor room, having a reliable partner and the power of a deep breath can make all the difference in the world. Until next time on My Body, My Bump, My Baby, where we continue to uncover the hidden links between life's diverse experiences.